check out the website jfresh.co.uk.
What's good, people? It's your boy J Fresh right here. I'm with a very talented young man. I'm going to introduce him with a series of quotes. And I quote. His story is so captivating. There are so many issues in the story I can relate to. Every once in a while you come across something that completely blows your mind. This musician is one of those things. You may have just saved my life with this. I needed to hear every word, the realest music I've heard in years. I find George the Poet so engaging and mesmerising. He has a way of taking you on an amazing musical journey. George the Poet is one of the most agile lyricists in the UK and a captivating storyteller. I could go on, but we simply don't have time. I'm here with George the Poet. Great to catch up, brother.
Likewise, my brother. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time. Some quotes there for the introduction. Very humbling.
Very humbling, yeah. It's all about the connection.
A lot of people connecting to your work and appreciate your work out here at the moment, man.
Great stuff.
Exactly. Now, you've recently dropped a debut EP.
That's right. Yeah.
Exciting times at the start of your musical career to start putting that music out there. Chicken and the egg.
The chicken and the egg, yeah.
One of the biggest questions out there. Do you have the answer?
Do I have the answer? You have to listen to the EP and find out.
Yes, the hard sell. Available right now on iTunes. Go and get that. Now, the Chicken and the Egg EP, a body of work which you executively produced.
That's right.
The whole EP. Really important for you to be hands-on, have a clear vision of what you wanted with that.
Yeah, no, definitely. There are certain things that I always wanted to experiment with, and given my messaging, I'm clear that the presentation of that messaging is very important, and the music is just that. So I have to have a hand in it.
Exactly, and you've recently finished a large number of UK shows.
That's right.
You touched a number of cities. Let me just reel them off, because some people attended and it was crazy. Let me see where you hit. You hit Glasgow.
That's right.
You hit Manchester.
Yep.
You hit Birmingham. You hit London. You hit Bristol. You hit Brighton. How would you describe the kind of fan base, the people who are coming to these shows?
Diverse. Very diverse. Whether up north or further down south. I think... The best way I can describe it is that people buy their parents' tickets to my shows and they go with their parents. Okay. So you got two generations.
A bit reverse kind of babysitting there.
Yeah,
okay,
chaperoning, cool. Right. And like I said, it's all about the connection. So if it's something that people feel that they can, connect with their parents over, then yeah, it's good. It's all good.
Exactly. So some deep issues that you cover with the record, and one of the records which didn't appear on the EP was Cat D.
Oh yeah,
it was a record that I was serviced a while ago. I've been playing the radio show a lot. I love the lyrical content. I love the vibe of it as well.
Thank you.
Inspiration wise, where did that come from?
Well, the writing comes from the community. The writing always comes from the community and the issues that I've been exposed to. Sonically, the influences of hip hop. I'm a hip hop head. I love the new sounds. I love space and bass. So I just played around with that.
Exactly, we love that bass sound. We love hip hop. Now let's talk a little bit about hip hop. We know it's a multifaceted genre. Hip hop is wider than just music, but at the moment there's a lot of what I call party records, the ratchet records. The artists who are making those records, they're great. However, we always like to see the other side of hip hop as well. Something that you deliver in your spoken word. Do you feel there's enough recognition in the industry at the moment for the other side of hip hop? Because the press and the media is all dominated with more the ratchet side of things and more the celeb side of things.
I think that's a reflection of society. I don't think society in general is as interested in the other side of things.
Why is that?
As it should be. Why is that? I think it comes down to markets. I think people markets and lazy thinking, basically. People think lowest common denominator. If ratchet tunes get the most love from the most people, then let's just churn out ratchet tunes. But what you actually find is that a lot of the time, what actually carries these ratchet tunes isn't the sentiment, but more the production. So my theory is that if you take that production and you're a bit cleverer with your messaging, as Drake is, you'll see phenomenal success.
So especially when we talk about the UK game and the UK market at the moment, because you are quite unique in what you do, do you look at that and think, well, there is the opportunity there for me to break ground? I know you're a humble guy, to be that little bit pioneering and to push what you do, inspire a new range of artists and put a positive, put some shine on what you do.
Yeah, I do think there's an opportunity for that. more importantly, I think there's the opportunity to pass on new skills. I'm learning things in my role as you say, a pioneer. That it would be amazing to see young people grow up with this knowledge and incorporate it into whatever their plans are, so that by the time you do want to, for example, get into music, you do it smarter. By the time you do want to say something on the microphone, you do it smarter.
Is there an issue regarding education within hip-hop? I don't mean just academically, because there's street sides of education, there's academic education, but in understanding the industry, like you said, maybe approaching your work in a slightly smarter, or slightly more business-orientated mind. Is there a knowledge gap there?
Again, I think it's an extension of society. So I think within hip hop, you'll find a range of people that handle their operations differently. For example, to take the American example, Young Jeezy ensures that in what he does, there is a structure for his younger brothers and sisters that are from his community, for them to just automatically benefit from or to walk into. Yeah, Rich Homie Quan is also very big on his business. He prides himself. If you listen to his music, it sounds ratchet, but what he's actually like, one of my favorite songs of his is Investment. It's called Investments. It's just a ratchet tune off a mixtape. But like I said, if you take the sound and you're careful with your messaging, that tune will always be special to me. Within the UK scene, I would say, unfortunately, I don't see as much business acumen. I see a lot of young people entering the music scene without really understanding what it means to, for example, get signed, or what it means to have a dedicated audience. And it goes back to lazy thinking and markets. If you got a lot of money doing something basic at one point, the temptation is to just repeat that basic move instead of evolving it.
Is there a little bit too much of a proud mindset within the UK
100%.
perhaps, that if someone is performing well, I'm not name checking anybody at all, but if someone's performing well and someone's coming along, perhaps there's a slight that maybe don't want to quite share that knowledge?
I think there definitely is. I can count on one hand the number of people that have willfully shared knowledge with me. I can also I can't count on one hand the number of people in the UK scene that have supported me in speech, but done nothing really to build anything or co-create anything. And that's cool. I don't need anything particularly. I'm doing all right for myself.
You're doing more than all right for yourself. You're doing good.
But I think we're all better together. So the sooner we can get out of that mindset, the more progress we'll see.
And you mentioned just then about getting signed, and on the way we have a debut album from you.
That's right.
Now, a debut album, similar to a debut EP, it's always an opportunity to put down a strong marker of what you're at and where you're at musically. For the kind of output that you do, is an EP that different from an album?
Yeah, it is.
In what ways?
I've got a lot of, like I always explain to my A&R, I've got a lot of different jobs.
Do they listen?
Yeah, my A&R's cool. He listens to me. He does listen to me. I got a lot of different jobs, and my EP, I was very clear on the job there. I knew that as a signed act, there was a lot of skepticism. George's product is going to be diluted now, blah, blah, blah. So I needed to make sure I came with potent product, number one. Also needed to make sure that I represented my community, not just in subject matter, but also in sonically. Now, with the album, the focus is slightly different. I need to put the flag in the ground as a poet transitioning into music, and all the different avenues. I need to kind of prove my point about the things that I'm saying. If I'm saying that you can take ratchet sounds and better subject matter and experience more success, wait till I prove it. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's an exciting time, mate. I for one, I was listening to the Chicken and the Egg countless times on the train on the way up here, and with the headphones in your own little world, it's a real opportunity to absorb the messages and what you're putting out there. So from what you've said about the album and kind of marrying ratchet tunes and bass and being a bit more creative sonically, I'm excited about this. When's it going to drop?
Sometime this year. I haven't got a date specifically yet. I'm still playing around with a lot of elements, but it's all looking good.
Now, away from the musical arena, have you ever considered a career in politics?
I've considered a presence in politics at quite an early stage. I'm a student of politics, and at an early stage I realised that the partisan structure in place, the parties, are quite restrictive. So I wanted to have influence. I recognise the importance of it, but I just had to work out exactly how it can be done.
That's something we might look at further down the line once their debut album is out bits and pieces. And just to wrap up, aside from the album, what other bits and pieces can your fans and new people who are getting into your music look forward to over the next couple of months?
You can look forward to me putting my money where my mouth is and proving a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about. You can look forward to my youth engagement activities. My presence, I'm all over the festivals this year, so I'll see you there.
Exactly. Listen, thanks a lot for your time, brother. Good luck with the album.
Nice one.
Check out the website jfresh.co.uk.